The modern collector car market is completely irrational. Buyers are routinely dropping $40,000 on an E39 M5, convinced it is the only way to secure a V8 powered super sedan from the late 90s. That specific groupthink has created a massive market inefficiency. Right now, the absolute zenith of naturally aspirated, hand-assembled German muscle is sitting in the classifieds for the price of a used Honda Civic. We are looking at a four-door chassis that was assembled entirely by hand in Affalterbach before the corporate accountants took over. Identifying this specific chassis code is the single easiest way to bypass the enthusiast tax and secure a legendary drivetrain for pennies on the dollar. The window to buy undervalued AMG models is slamming shut. Over the past 24 months, the supercharged W211 generation has seen transaction prices climb by nearly 40%. Enthusiasts are getting priced out, desperately searching for an affordable entry point into authentic Mercedes performance. They are completely ignoring the 1999 to 2002 W210 E55 AMG. This oversight is driven entirely by a subjective dislike for its round headlights and outdated forum rumors about rust. Looking past those superficial details reveals the absolute smartest purchase in the classic German car market today. To understand the W210 E55, you must understand what AMG was in the late 90s. They were not yet a fully integrated, mass production arm of Mercedes-Benz. They were still a relatively small group of obsessive engineers building cars the old-fashioned way. The W210 E55 was the final E-Class to be built under this bespoke philosophy. The standard W210 chassis was pulled off the regular assembly line in Bremen and shipped directly to the AMG facility in Affalterbach. Once there, technicians completely disassembled the car. They spent days hand-fitting the drivetrain, upgrading the suspension, and meticulously assembling the interior. This was not a mass-produced commuter car with a few aggressive badges glued to the trunk. It was a custom-built weapon tailored for high-speed transit. Under the hood lies the absolute crown jewel of the Mercedes parts bin. It is the naturally aspirated 5.4-liter M113 V8. In this specific application, it produces 349 horsepower and a massive 391 pound-feet of torque. Those figures rivaled contemporary supercars. The power delivery is not peaky or nervous. It is a relentless, naturally aspirated wave of torque that pushes you deep into the heavily bolstered leather seats. It utilizes a single overhead cam design with 3 valves and 2 spark plugs per cylinder. This setup prioritized low-end grunt and unparalleled durability over high RPM theatrics. The transmission paired with this engine is equally legendary. It is the 722.6 5-speed automatic. While it lacks the lightning-fast shifts of a modern dual clutch, it makes up for it with industrial-grade strength. This exact same gearbox was utilized in V12 twin-turbo applications. It easily handles the massive torque of the naturally aspirated M113 without breaking a sweat. The programming is specifically calibrated for smooth, deliberate shifts that match the executive nature of the chassis. Driving a W210 E55 is a distinct departure from the BMW M5 experience. The BMW demands constant attention and aggressive inputs. The Mercedes is a serene, continent-crushing missile. The suspension utilizes custom-valved Bilstein shocks and thicker sway bars, but it never punishes the driver. It absorbs road imperfections with massive authority while remaining perfectly composed at triple-digit speeds. The hydraulic steering is heavy, deliberate, and entirely devoid of the artificial numbness found in modern sedans. Stopping a 2-ton sedan from Autobahn speeds requires serious hardware. AMG fitted massive, ventilated rotors with bespoke calipers that provide immense stopping power. The brake pedal feel is firm and progressive, giving the driver total confidence during aggressive deceleration. Replacing these specialized rotors is significantly more expensive than standard E-Class components, so factor that into any pre-purchase inspection. The current financial reality of these cars is difficult to process. You can secure a well-maintained, driver-quality W210 E55 in the US market right now for roughly $8,000 to $12,000. Pristine, low-mileage examples rarely breach the $20,000 mark. This pricing puts hand-built German engineering in the same bracket as a 10-year-old Toyota Corolla. The value proposition here simply defies logic. The incredibly low entry price does come with a massive caveat. The W210 chassis has a highly documented and entirely justified reputation for severe structural rust. During this era, Mercedes utilized a new, water-based paint process that failed completely. The spring perches on the front suspension are notoriously prone to rusting through and collapsing entirely. This will drop the front end of the car directly onto the pavement without warning. Inspecting the undercarriage, the door sills, and the wheel arches is absolutely mandatory. Buying a northern car that has seen road salt is financial suicide. Mechanically, the M113 is widely considered one of the most reliable V8 engines ever produced. However, it still requires diligent maintenance. The valve cover gaskets and rear main seal are prone to slow leaks. With 2 spark plugs per cylinder, a tune-up requires 16 plugs and heavily taxes the coil packs. The harmonic balancer on early models can separate and damage the timing cover if ignored. Verify that this specific component has been replaced with the updated factory part. The interior materials reflect an era when accountants had not yet finalized the budget. The Condor leather utilized on the specific AMG sport seats is incredibly thick and highly resistant to wear. Real bird's eye maple wood trim covers the center console, providing a stark contrast to the cheap plastics found in modern interiors. Finding a cabin from the early 2000s that still feels solid and free of rattles is exceptionally rare, but the W210 achieves it effortlessly. The target window for purchase is the 2000 to 2002 model years. These cars received a mid-cycle refresh that significantly improved the interior layout. The updated models feature a modernized steering wheel, a revised instrument cluster, and slightly sharper exterior bumpers. These final production years represent the most refined version of the bespoke Affalterbach formula. Modern AMGs have become rolling computers, entirely dependent on software to manage traction, exhaust sound, and suspension stiffness. The W210 E55 relies strictly on mechanical grip and displacement. There are no synthesized engine noises pumped through the speakers. There are no complicated drive modes to configure before pulling out of the driveway. You turn the key, put the transmission in drive, and experience pure, unfiltered mechanical engineering. The bottom line verdict is clear. The W210 E55 represents the ultimate sleeper sedan. Most drivers on the road will see nothing more than a 20-year-old, bug-eyed taxicab. They will completely ignore the massive monoblock wheels and the subtle AMG exhaust tips. That invisibility is a massive asset. It allows you to access supercar levels of acceleration without drawing unwanted attention from law enforcement or aggressive drivers. The W210 E55 AMG is the definitive victim of automotive prejudice. The market dismissed it due to a controversial headlight design and rust issues on neglected models. That exact dismissal is what created the greatest buying opportunity of the decade. You are getting hand-built Affalterbach pedigree and an indestructible 5.4-liter V8 for less than the down payment on a new crossover. The supply of clean, rust-free examples is rapidly dwindling. Once the broader enthusiast market realizes they are entirely priced out of the E39 M5 and W210 E55, this hidden gem will be the next logical target. The era of the $10,000 hand-built AMG is not going to last much longer. Knowing exactly where to look for hidden structural rust is the only way to survive buying a W210. If you want to know the specific inspection points that separate a solid investment from a total loss, that's what we're covering next.